Welcome back to 5 Minute Knives, the channel that has a pile of laundry on its bed. Today, we're going to talk about the current state of my company and whether or not I'm going to be closing my doors to the public anytime soon. But first, let's pay a bill. We're back. All right, so to address this right off the bat, I'm going to say, quick answer, you're in a hurry. Am I closing my doors to the public? No. See you later. You don't have to watch the rest. Okay, have a good day. For those of you that are, on the can or you need another few minutes of entertainment, let's get into it. Here's the thing. You got to look at it from my perspective. What is the difference between a customer hitting me up and ordering a custom sheath or me just making one pre-made and selling it on eBay or my site and or teaming up with a, knife maker and just making 90 sheaths at a time for them? Well, I'll tell you. When you guys order a sheath, I have to go order the material, make sure that's all right. That's the first place I can screw up is ordering the wrong stuff. Hasn't happened yet, but it could. Okay, so I order your stuff. I wait a little while. Now I got to monitor the mail. It's got to come in. I got to keep track of all this stuff coming and going. No problem. I can do that. Not overwhelmed yet. Fair enough. Gets to me. I get the material. I let you know. That's another thing. A lot of companies don't let you know stuff like that. I always hit you up saying, hey, I just ordered your material. Your material is in. Your sheath is scheduled to be made later today, and so on. By the way, that's something I won't be able to keep up as we get busier. I only do that now because there's only like 4 of you guys. So, no, at any time, I'd say I'm sitting on about 10 orders. If that makes sense. So that's where I'm at. To those of you that run a business, you know right where I'm at. You probably even know my profit margins. And so then if you want to calculate that and stretch that over a month, okay, now try feeding a family. So there's, first of all. Second, there's a lot of places I could go wrong and lose money. Okay, I go wrong, have to issue a return, something like that. A lot of custom places don't do returns. I do. They don't because it would put them out of business. I do because if you guys put me out of business, I'll go do something else to punish you. Like I can do a lot of things. I'm actually an author by trade. A few of you even know this, but I don't advertise on here because I write goofy, like metaphysical fiction and, crazy novels, comics, and so on. Goofy stuff. But at the same time, I was very shocked at the gun show that my books were such a big hit. So the first day at the show, I had a little pile of books. I always bring a little pile of books, and they went. And then I actually drove all the way back home and back to the show the next day with another pile that went. So I'm going to be offering books at my tables in the future, I think, and just say, hey, I'm an author too. If it's weird to you, don't buy it. And then it's funny. I want to have like my sheaths to show off what I do. You can order a custom sheath from Lily or whatever. I generally do the shows by myself now, but she can come with. My ideal table setup would be like all my sheaths right here, like a chess table, or like my books here. Then like a chess table where you can play like a 5-minute game and win a free book if you beat me. You won't, but you can. One guy beat me one time because I hit the clock and the battery mit's a little strong. I go bam and I hit the clock and it knocked the battery out of the bottom of the clock. And this guy had no time left. So one of the ways you win in chess is on time. And I was crushing. And then from that point on, this guy just sort of had a better position. And my only loss came from my clock messing up. And then right next to that would be great is an arm wrestling table. I can sit there. You guys can grip up with me and see if you win a sheath or if I snap your arm. I would love that. I'm not going to lug all that stuff around, but that would be my ideal table. Because you get really bored at these things. It's cool. I walked around, but if you're not buying guns or anything like that, like it can be incredibly boring. So, but huge shout out to everybody that I met. I met a lot of friends actually. Shout out to Logan Hall. He was a cool character, and he was more into the books than the sheaths. So yeah, very very cool. And then also shout out to my buddy Tony, who gave me this to make a sheath for. Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. What knife is this? What knife indeed? I have to talk to Tony more about what he wants me to say. Oh, but here's what's funky about this. Because of the sharp spine right here, this needs to be an open back design, and I sort of realized that in retrospect. But I did find a kind of happy medium to get it to work, and he is sort of in love with this sheath now, so I'm just going to send it to him. And he's just going to deal with the quirkiness of it. So, ton of weight in the handle, which means I had to relieve a lot of this like sharp spot right here just to get it in and out. And do we have a rattle? Oh, just the very, I can hear it, but it is the very slightest bit of just minute wiggle. You just really won't notice. Normally I have no wiggle of any kind in my sheaths, with like a nice simple design like this. But this has almost like that kind of BK9-ish, like sharp thing, which I love, by the way. I actually think it's great, but it does require a different design. So, Bud, just deal with this. We're shaving out the plastic from this little channel I'm making in here, but just keep going. It has actually really nice retention. The draw is nice, and I think this will wear very nice. So, very, very cool. You might want to look into some sort of drop-down attachment in the future, but I just wanted to get him an example of what I do. It's not perfect, but he's a craftsman. He'll get it. Look, see, there's some plastic when you draw. Almost like a leather sheath. By the way, here's the leather sheath it came with. Not picking on anyone. I like leather when it's done well, and this is fine. This is very serviceable. Totally cool with it. But he just wanted to try something a little different. And wabang. And then this one came with a funky... This is my packaging. I don't have any packaging. Let me cover up his stuff. A funky, like, kind of locking sheath, hard plastic. And you all know the maraca of the sparrow. Here's a sparrow. Really, really, really cool sparrow sent in. Same customer. This is customer Mashu. Shout out to Mashu. And that's how you pronounce it. M-A-Shu. In my review, I said that the sparrow's blade was a little too long for what it was for me. But now, this little son of a gum is growing on me so much that I think I'm going to pick one up. I know I keep saying that. But anyway, here's his sheath. Bam. Really pretty. I did bring back the snake bites for you guys. You should rejoice. I figured them out. And this knife, remember the sparrows, guys, with these kydex, you're going to stab this kydex wrong all the time. Very easy to screw up this edge alignment going in. I just did it. And there is a little poke spot I made in there already. So I christened it for you, bud. Boop. There you go. So keep poking it. Don't feel bad. The Falkneven, however, is just possibly one of the smoothest, like, drawing sheaths I've made in a long time. I always get concerned with this these rubberized grips, but it came out fine, and I really love this blade going down to like a 0 bevel. Just a really beautiful knife. This is the R2 Falkneven, and the sheath really does complete the knife. I love the knife, and I really love the sheath, and it has nothing to do with me making it. I dig this either way. If I saw this on a table, I'd be like, wow, who made that? So, little pat on my back, but this is the one on the table right now that I think is just this real complete thing. And then here's another customer. This is my customer, Jason, from the show, I believe. Here was the sheath this came in. And this is a GCS heavily used 4.5-inch beater knife. I got most of the scratches out of this side. How about this side? Yep, most of the scratches out of this side. He had some real big chips here in the blade. And I actually used one of the sharpeners I got from my buddy Brad at Sharpens Best, who was at the show. You can check out his YouTube channel. He's got a lot bigger channel than I do. Check out Sharpens Best. I think I'm in one of the recent videos, too. Say hi. Say 5-Minute Knife sent me. I think you guys would like Brad, by the way, too. He's a character. He wears a funky hat, and he has these weird carbide sharpeners. But they work well, and he's very entertaining, and he's a good guy. Taught me a lot about some other stuff, and he's just a cool dude. So shout out to Brad. But I actually used Brad's carbide sharpener to get this reprofiled enough. I didn't want to take off too much material. It's a customer's knife. But I wanted to do this enough for him. Normally, I don't sharpen any of your guys' knives. I asked him if he wanted me to do him a favor. I was watching TV, and I enjoy doing it. Why not? Part of this channel started because I love knives. So it's not a chore for me to sharpen a knife for a friend. But yeah, now it has a decent edge on it, and there is just ever so slightly a hint of that roll right where my thumb is. You guys probably won't be able to see it on camera. But this knife with its very, clean lines. The only thing I wish is that it didn't have spine jimping, because this is pretty sharp, and that'll draw weird on your sheath eventually. But check this out. How nice. And I talked him into chocolate and desert tan with desert tan washers. I think it's just a clean look. I wanted to give him the brass, mainly in case he dropped it in the woods. So he can always find his knife. And he's set up for scout carry, so he's worried that it's going to be a little bulky. The combat loop is bulkier than straps. You can lock it so you don't have any of that rattle. That being said, I prefer the combat loop in a scout carry because I want my knife in the same spot every time. And with straps, I'm always moving my knife around. My knife's always doing this. With a combat loop, my knife is here. And I draw it. So I think it's like a little bit of a trade-off. Slightly bulkier, bud. Not much, though. Not too bad. But you get a more stable platform for your draw, and your knife's always going to be in the same spot, giving you that muscle memory in the dark. I think it'll come in more handy than the straps. recommend that. Now, if you want the straps, I will go ahead and get them for you. But that's that. Okay, so this is the second take of this video. The last one was 20 minutes. I'd like to end it here for editing reasons, but shout out to everybody. No, I'm not closing down anytime soon. However, I do have some huge news coming for you guys in my life. It's going to affect a lot of things, but also the main reason I need to make some money, upcoming in a future video. And then as far as when I do close my doors to the public and start just dealing with knife makers and gun shops and stuff, I do have some meetings coming up this week. One of them already happened, and we have a gentleman's agreement. So it's coming. It's coming. And when it happens, I'm not going to have time for a lot of this. So what I propose is this. You let me know in the comments if this is fair. How about this? How about I only make sheaths for the people on our subscribe start? It starts at $1. So you're basically paying $1 a month to keep me on retainer. The thing that's different about that is I give you guys stuff all the time. There's only 13 people on there right now. And I know those 13 people are like, dude, shut up. I'm going to win this next giveaway. I know, I'm sorry, but I got to grow this thing. I'm giving away the Fox Trekking Bowie next week for Valentine's Day. And I'm giving away, I said it was going to be another knife. I wasn't sure. I'm actually going to give away another sheath because I found that I really enjoy most making sheaths for giveaway winners. I love that you guys trusted me. You went and put $1 on my subscribe star. You know, you could have ignored me and then you get rewarded. I love that. I love that. And Red Bear just recently got his sheath. He's very happy with it. Now he sees what I mean about the fitment of the THC, the Knife Connection extended scales, and my sheath fitment. It is a different fitment. He sees the light now, and he's very happy. So I'm happy. When you guys are happy, I'm happy. And that's why I'm not going to take this company away from you guys. You guys are the reason that this company happened. That being said, Papa's got to make some money over here, right? So, and there's not a lot of money in arm wrestling. So I would say that let's just limit our customer base to, you know, basically what I consider family, the people that are offering us passive income every month. I mean, if that subscribe star was like 300-400 people and mostly we're on the $3 tier, I mean, I'd be a lot happier. The giveaways would be a lot bigger. So let's try to grow that up. That being said, let's keep sharing the channel with friends and on social media. I think this is a lot of fun. It's no longer a review channel in my eyes. It's a discussion with my friends about certain things I'm doing in gear. Out of the knives on the table, let me know what your favorite was, and I'll comment back, of course. Personally, I'm leaning towards this Falk Neven, and I really love T's knife, of course. The Sparrow's awesome, and Jason's. What I love about Jason's knife is it was a beater knife, and he used it pretty heavily. And I really love making sheaths for knives that are used heavily because they come in already all scratched up. They got chips in the blade. And I'm not worried about nothing. When you guys send in like a $500 knife or a $1,000 knife, or even like these guys here, I was a little more anal about how I went about it. When I made Jason's sheath, it was like stream of consciousness, man. I was just zooming because I'm not worried about hurting this thing. I'm not worried about messing it up. It just kind of frees the maker up to be like, cool, let's focus on the sheath now rather than the knife. So I like it all. But I would say that I like your user knives a lot more than your high-end Safe Queens. Just because if I heard it, I just bought myself a knife I didn't even want. So that's the stress of it. Other than that, if you're a knife maker, if you're a sheath, or if you're a knife maker or a gun shop out there that's looking for a Kydexer, I may be your man, but I would set up a meeting toot sweet as I may sign with somebody pretty soon. So we'll see. That's it for me, guys. I think that's a good place to stop for right now. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the company. If you need any sheaths, now might be the time to, I'm not trying to drum up business, but get your orders in now before somebody else takes me off the market. That's what I would say. Other than that, I'm going to listen to you guys. I'm going to keep my eyes open for the right employee. What we could do is we could outsource the shop. If you guys want to make your own shop in another state or something, I could actually work with you closely on technique and stuff and getting yourself together. And what you could do is you could either start your own company and I could outsource some stuff to you when I get too busy, or you could be an offshoot of Dragon Scale Concealment where I could send you half my workload. You knock that out. I knock mine out. The thing is I really have to trust your quality, and you have to be like me where you just have to kind of be a little bit obsessive with your quality and know that everybody's going to be showing everyone and talking about it, and it might be on YouTube, right? So your edges have to be clean and polished. The lines have to be clean. The function has to be pleasing to the customer. There are compromises with knives. See this one. But my customer's going to be happy with that because he's a knife maker and he understands that there's tinkering involved in new designs. This was my first take. Imagine what the next one will look like. And this is a cool sheath. So I think we're going to be okay overall. And if you guys want to help me expand and you want to be your own Kydexer and you can kind of earn my trust over time, then yeah, let's work together. Let's help get this community the sheaths they need, because there's a million great knives out there, but most of them come with really crappy sheaths. So we're going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love yous. Get your butts in the gym if you get a chance, and I will see you next time on 5 Minute Knives.